Richard Louv and I go back in journalism to a time when there was no question that print was the medium and that a journalist worked in print and that there were three major newspapers here and some other lesser known newspapers that were really solid. And now I don't think anyone knows what the changing media landscape will bring, but I wonder along the lines of communication and information control and the ability to influence thought. Richard, do you think that this new media environment of information saturation, but also the power of the individual to get a message out there, is that going to be good, bad, or indifferent in terms of the quality of where we live?
I have a friend, John Funabiki, who used to work for the Union Tribune. He was the Pacific Rim reporter, and then he went off and worked for the Ford Foundation. And now he's a tenured professor with he has the same degree that I do. I have a BS in journalism, which I always thought was kind of appropriate. And yet he's a tenured professor at San Francisco State, and his area is new media. Every time I want to talk to John about new media, he says, I don't want to talk about it. I said, hi, John, this is your thing now. He says, it's too depressing. Yeah, and I don't want to talk about it because it's nobody knows where it's going. Some of it is very exciting. I can actually say the word tweet now with a semi-straight face. Some of it really is exciting. I have more ability to edit what I do on our website than I did at the UT was pretty good about that. But I think that there's a more important issue that came up here, which is the control of words, the control of the word beauty, and how it's been somehow artists are too good for that, or became too good for that at some point. Artists became too good for the word nature. What's that about, you know? And, you know, in the UN, there was a movement in the 70s to ban the use of the word family from literature because, and this was led by liberals, who believed that the word family evoked the patriarchy. So we couldn't use the word family anymore. Well, guess who stole the word? And it became family values. And it became very powerful on the right. We gave that word away. We gave it away. And the right didn't define it narrowly first as family values. The left did by saying, no, it has to do with the patriarchy. The same, I think, is true with the word beauty. The same is true with the word nature. We can't ever define those words completely. Nature is a very difficult word. Scientists hate that word. That's why we've left it up to the poets to define that word, like Gary Snyder. You know, you talk to scientists and they'll say, well, what's nature? I said, I don't know, 150 trees per acre. Therefore, neuroscientists that I've talked to will not study the impact of the natural world on brain development in young children because they can't define nature. And yet, in their own labs, they are setting up control groups that they say are natural compared to the stressed out monkeys in this environment over here. So, you know, our limitations we place on ourselves because these interminable arguments about words are part of the problem. We ought to be using the word beauty all the time in order to talk about it more. Not to define it, I don't think, but just to talk about it more. The same is true with the word nature.